All right, it is done. I created the Matrix Notion habit tracker. I've used this every single day for more than 2 years. I've achieved my goals. I've changed my life. I've changed my identity. Hundreds of people have downloaded this from me. I've got dozens of testimonials, life-changing testimonials from people who have assigned themselves new identities and achieved their goals and changed their life. The reason you have not achieved your goals yet is because there's a disconnect. You've been using Google Docs, you've been using Google Sheets, you've been using journaling. There's a disconnect between your long-term goals and your daily habits. So the way that I've built this, by the way, if you want to just download this entire thing for free, just DM me on Instagram, Notion, and I will personally DM you the link to duplicate this into your Notion, because I want everyone to get this. I want everyone to have access to this to change their lives. So the disconnect is breaking down your long-term goals into tangible tasks. Maybe you want to run a 3-hour marathon. Maybe you want to hit $10,000 a month. Maybe you want to hit $50,000 a month. But whatever is your goal, you break those down into tasks, and then you connect those tasks into daily inputs. This is where the identity shift happens, is the daily inputs, because you cannot just wake up one day with motivation and just do the things for one day. You need to hold yourself accountable to your new identity every single day, which is exactly why you have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, every day of the week here. You track your progress all the way down. So boom, boom, boom. You see the progress of the tasks adding up. Here's your progress throughout every single week. Now, there's not that much data in this one because it's just my template, but this is the only way that it works. Do yourself a favor, subscribe to my channel if you don't mind. Do yourself a favor and commit to actually trying to accomplish your goals, because the reason you haven't accomplished it is you don't have your daily tasks. So before I walk you through all of the technicals of how you set up a goal, how you set up tasks related to that goal, how you have completion percentages of each goal, your day broken down by individual tasks, the tracking of those percentages completed. Let's say you want to have notes on that task. So here's your manifestation, your stretching routine. You can have those within here. This is the tracking for the week. So I'm 58% through the day because it's 3 o'clock. I'm 57% through the week because it's Thursday. The month, 74%. The year, and then your life. So I'm living to 101, which is why I have my life completed to 101. When you download this, I will give you all the formulas on how to edit and everything. Your vision board, I recommend putting your own individual photos in there, so that this is me driving a Tesla, so that you can envision yourself achieving those goals. This is you sitting at your desk as Neo. There's a black cat walking through lines of code right here. All right, so let's dive into the technicals. Adding a new goal. We want to make $100,000 per month. Not per year, per month. Because when you use tactical identity shifting things like this, you can achieve $100,000 per month. We will add a task to connect it to that goal. The way you do that is by clicking here. You click $100,000 per month, whatever goal it is. Maybe the first task is set up new emails. Maybe the second task is buy new domains, set up email campaigns, outreach to prospects. Right, so this can be your to-do list, or you can add revenue tracking numbers in here. So maybe you want to gain 180 pounds, 160, 165, 170, 175, or you can have to eat 4,000 calories for 7 days in a row. Okay, so this is how your to-do list works. I personally don't keep it just revenue numbers, but I do add both. If you have notes that are unrelated, maybe it's like wash your car or buy new clothes. They don't belong in the tasks. They don't belong here, because the way this is designed is that it makes it as easy as possible for you to add tasks that are related to your goals, and as hard as possible for you to add tasks that are not related to your goals. Okay, so now that you have these tasks, what are the daily inputs that you need to do to accomplish those tasks? So let's say it will be cold emails, cold calls, 1 reel. These are the daily tasks that will allow me to achieve these goals. The reason this works so well is because it's gamified your entire life. You feel like you're living inside the matrix. You feel like you're living in a video game. Having everything linked together to remove the friction to increase the probability of you achieving your daily inputs every single day to ultimately achieve your goals. If you're a weirdo and you like white better, you can make it white. It just does not look quite as good. But instead of every day logging in and thinking like you're starting from zero, you get to see the progress over time. This is your weekly progress. This is your annual progress. This is your workout progress. This is your physical progress on achieving the goals. Everything is reaffirming yourself that you are indeed on your way to achieve these goals. That's the only way to do it. This is the only way to do it. You cannot just start from zero every single day. Take 5 minutes to set your goals, think about your goals, write them down, and build out your daily schedule to keep yourself accountable. You cannot rely on motivation. I've spent thousands of dollars learning psychology, learning strategy, learning life-changing discipline from podcasts, videos, courses, everything online. And I've implemented all these things from Atomic Habits and different books into this template. And you can change this however you want. To me, this is the best possible way to shift your identity and ultimately achieve your goals. You cannot rely on daily motivation. I cannot stress that enough. You have to set up a system that will keep yourself accountable every single morning. Every single morning, check in, jump on your Notion. Am I up at 7:20? Was I up immediately? Did I stretch? The level of habits that you're trying to track does not matter. It just matters that you're tracking the habits, because you cannot improve things that you do not track. So you need to track, you need to have a system. And I've built it all out for you. I've spent years of my life building this system. I'm not asking for anything, I'm not charging for anything. Notion is free. My template is free. Everything is done for you. And it just looks sick, which is part of it. Because you're stuck working on Google Docs, it looks ugly. You don't feel like you're actually changing your life when you're logging into a stupid Google Sheets file every day. You build something in Notion that you actually are proud to use. You feel like you're upgrading your video game character. This is the highest probability of success. If you appreciate this free template, I would appreciate it if you subscribed below. And if you want to download it, just DM me the words Notion on Instagram and I will personally send it to you. My entire purpose of my YouTube channel is to shortcut your learnings with everything that I've learned. I've paid tens of thousands of dollars. I've watched hundreds of thousands of hours of videos and read books and figure out what works. And so I'm sharing all these things on my YouTube channel. So subscribe if you want to see more of that. And that's it.